So basically, Yellow Rush, the cancer deck of the format. I will actually do it this way, preferably. The main idea for Yellow Rush is playing Halim's Prayer because it's so broken. So to do that, we need to hit the opponent. One of the most efficient cards to hit him is Kalim's Follower, and otherwise Hasty Creatures. So because of that reason, we play Kalim's Follower and Freedom Fighter. Another thing for Freedom Fighter is that you can play him on turn 2 and just he helps your land placement, because if opponent land blocks you so that you cannot get closer to him, you can play Freedom Fighter, move forward and create a desert out of that land, which is why Freedom Fighter is one of the best things you can draw in your starting hand. Then another thing for this deck, Wind Soldier, I was playing with him quite a lot, but lately it's just 3 mana, 3 damage. The fact that the biggest problem with the guy is he's practically a burn spell, which requires you to actually hit your opponent with creature, which is hard. It suffers from setbacks of both being a burn spell and being a creature. So while it seems good, I do not think it has place in the aggressive decks anymore. But this Oradrim Monk is the second reason to play burn, which is to restock your hand when the damage is dealt. Basically, it's just 3 mana, 2 damage, draw card most of the time, because opponent usually kills it, but it's good because you get your resources back, and if he doesn't kill it, you just win, because you get so formed. Then we have this simple burn spell, which is always good. So this is core of the deck. I think with possibly exception of Kalim's Follower, everybody is playing this. Then also another thing that nearly everybody is playing is Malevolent Spirit. This guy just deal 3 damage. It's good and it's strong, because usually the games with the Yellow Rush decks go in the following way. You go forward to him, try to hit him a few times, then play Kalim's Prayer if you have one, and then just hope to draw more gas and kill him. But the issue is, opponents have taunts, life gain and other things. This is the benchmark deck of the format. Everybody's supposed to be ready for this. So you should be. So everybody has either life gain or taunts or removal. That's why you shouldn't be focusing on creatures too much, because it's easy to block only creatures. You need reach, and Malevolent Spirit is exactly that reach. Burn spells. So when I was talking earlier about Wind Soldier, he's basically a burn spell like Malevolent Spirit and Soul Drain, but he's not that good because he gets blocked by taunts. On the other hand, this guy, Rebel Slinger, is a nice burn spell because 3 mana, 2 damage, and still leaves a card behind. So if worst comes to worst, you can still play him at the beginning of the game to deal 2 damage.
Yeah.
But you do dislike that. The main thing about mulliganing this deck is to keep actual bodies like Freedom Fighter and Oradrim Monk, and not keep Rebel Slingers and Malevolent Spirits. Because if you have them in your beginning hand, you do not want them. They're useless at the start of the game, because at the start of the game you want to deal damage with hasty creatures, and that's also the reason why this guy sees a lot of play in rush decks. I also saw neutral rush with Boryax. I haven't tested him yet, but the fact that he's only 4/5, well, it's easy damage, that's for sure, but still I prefer Steamforged Enforcer and the what was this? Master Swordsman. These 2 guys are easy to play early, and opponent really has troubles dealing with them unless they play Punishment, which is 3 Faeria, deal 2 damage, or 5 damage if it's neutral. Steamforged Enforcer will always be hard for opponent to deal with. I mean,
yeah, I actually agree with you here. I like the 6 Faeria 6/5 way more than the 5 Faeria 4/5.
I mean, the deck that plays them both. It's just that deck emphasizes more on neutral creatures. The idea of neutral creatures is you can just play neutral lands, and you will have opponent and put high pressure on opponent. It's a really good tactic, but if you're playing Prayers, Oradrim Monks, and Malevolent Spirits, you will really have to play Deserts, and then Warjacks get cut. But it's still 6/5 is good, and this is the card that many players play.
Let me just say a few things here. Basically, when you're thinking of what cards to put into your rush deck, think that you need basically damage on a stick, sort of 2-for-1 cards that basically do damage right away or when they come in, and then they have to basically do something about them, so they have to kill them with their own creatures or with some spells, so they're essentially 2-for-1 for you in this deck. And then you just said that you don't really want a Slinger in your starting hand, and I do like that you put the Swordsman, because it's a neutral guy that's you can play out fast, which you're actually fine with playing out in first couple turns.
Yes, and actually some of the games just end turn 2 or 3 when you play Master Swordsman or Steamforged Enforcer and they do not have answer to it. So even if they hit only once, that's usually enough for you, because afterwards you can just burn them away even if they get all the taunts in the world. One hit from Steamforged Enforcer means you can reliably burn him with Malevolent Spirits, Rebel Slingers, Soul Drains, and so on. So,
by the way, you gotta answer a couple of questions in
I'm
the chat.
I will, but I want to do this primer over one last card for the deck. We have 27 cards, and my favorite card to add was Soul Pact, because the thing with the with this deck is that you have a lot of high cost cards like Malevolent Spirit, then you have Rebel Slingers. At the end of the game, it just happens that you do not have enough Faeria because you collected you do not collect the Faeria, which means that you need more gas, and you usually have cards thanks to Kalim's Prayer and Oradrim Monk. So what you actually want is a way to gain Faeria, and here is where the Soul Pact comes in. This allows you to. This means you will have 2 fast Faeria cards, and you will not run out of the cards in this deck. That's usually how it goes. So Soul Pact is really important and swings the game in your way. This is the list I'm currently playing, and I'm really content with this list. So Master Swordsman is the latest edition, but I believe that's the Yellow Rush that should be. So what are the questions for the stream? How to play around Devouring Plant. Devouring Plant is really... well, the point is just burn him to the face. But yeah, the hard card, I haven't really faced it that much. You do have to deal damage, but Devouring Plant is the same as Runin's Avenger. If they have it, you just go on to the burn plan. You have to kill it if you have something to kill it with, but otherwise just go for the face. Steamforged Enforcer does not actually die to Devouring Plant, and yeah, that's basically my idea. Runin's Avenger in combination with the Runin's Command are probably one of the hardest things for this deck to deal with, and that's why it can swing. You should always mulligan into bodies because you need to do damage early so that later on you can kill him with your burns. That's it's rush aggression idea. If you're not able to deal damage early, then even with all the burns it will be hard to win. But the good part about this deck is also that it is really punishing if opponent does not play lands correctly. So if he leaves any openings where you can play deserts close to him, he will die because all these random haste creatures will just kill him too fast. That's at least my experience with the deck. I mean, I had pretty good win rate with it, so even in God rank, I mean. But yeah, the Devouring Plant is good counter, and there are other counters, but they do need to place it correctly. Plus, your creatures die anyways, so it's not that bad. But yeah. So I will play one more game just to demonstrate it, maybe one or two, and then we will go to green-yellow mid-range to see how that deck does. Basically, green-yellow mid-range is technically a counter to yellow rush, but it doesn't mean it's a good counter. It's more of a good stuff deck that's supposed to be good against everything, but still struggles against the blue decks.
Basically, your version of the mono yellow rush runs this pact over the 0 mana spell that moves your guy, or for 3 mana moves some of their guy. And I have mixed feelings with that card. Sometimes it lets you actually win in the game, but sometimes it feels so awkward in your hand.
Yeah, my main problem with that is that it actually costs 3 Faeria to do the relevant effect, and that is just not enough. I prefer to have... that card was so often bad in my hand that I wanted to cut it, and so often my hand was just full of useless cards because I didn't have enough Faeria to play those cards. That's why I added Soul Pact. My previous hand did not have any neutral minions, that's why I mulliganed it, and Malevolent Spirit in starting hand is a sign you probably should mulligan that hand. This, on the other hand, is pretty close to a dream hand. If I just drew some kind of what was it, the Kalim's Prayer, then this is just perfect. And yeah. So opponent played 1 desert. We can expect soul drains from him as a live gain, but depends on what the second color is. Now, also, this situation is basically the reason why Freedom Fighter is so good, because independent of what he does, like this, for example, I can next turn play desert close to him. Okay, that was...
By the way, refresh the screen share in Skype for me.
What do you mean?
It freezes.
Okay. So this situation was kind of surprising, but yeah, Fire Elemental is annoying, but not that much. As I said, the main thing to do early game is to get in damage. So I can create deserts later, because the only thing I need for deserts right now is Soul Drain, and that's not really that important right now. Question right now is whether I want to play Master Swordsman or Freedom Fighter. The point is, Master Swordsman is good, but because to get a full...
I think you want to kill.
I do not want to kill that. That's not an option, actually.
Really?
Yeah, if I play Freedom Fighter, I go face. And that's what I'm going to do. Because I want him to use a removal spell on my Freedom Fighter, so that Master Swordsman has a bigger probability of hitting his face. because that's more damage than Freedom Fighter, and he already did his own damage. So
why didn't I play Swordsman there?
Because I do not want my opponent to know it.
Okay.
And probably it was a mistake. Okay, this was expected. Yep. So now I play Swordsman because he used Soul Drain on my Freedom Fighter. That's what I wanted. Now, question is whether I want to play Rebel Slinger right now. If he has Firestorm, he will kill both of my creatures. And there is also 3 mana, 3 damage to a creature and the one adjacent to it. So I'm not but if I do not do it right now, it will not put enough pressure. Actually, no. And there is that... No, sorry. This is... I do not want to play Rebel Slinger right now. It's better to left in hand, I think. I mean, it's easy to kill, and if he has Blood Obelisk, then he can just kill it for free.
Okay, fine. I don't know. I think I would have played it because you don't need mana that much. You don't need to store it and making it in such a way that you would always have couple threats.
Actually, storing the mana is important because that way I can A, play these big dudes, and B, I can just play the like drain him for a lot when the time comes. Right now, playing a land would be fine, but I think I want to draw into Kalim's Prayer or Dream Monk right now. Soul Pact is also nice, but see,
he's pretty low on resources, so dealing with this 6/5 like will be.
Well, he can just +1 Faeria and play Last Nightmare if he has one in hand. Luckily, he didn't. Unluckily, he had that. But yeah, so I play Desert here, Radrin Monk, and hope for something good. Not really good, but yeah, he's low on resources, and neutral creatures are good because I have fast mana, so he's pretty behind on the. He's getting behind on the board, and I can deal out some damage. So yeah, that's what usually happens when you're playing against red-yellow. But again, he's low on resources, and in this situation I'm just going to draw a card to know what I have, and it's nice. So deal damage. At this point in time, Rebel Slinger will add enough pressure. As you saw, he had tons of removal. At that point in time, when I abstained from playing Rebel Slinger, it wouldn't have done anything. Even now, it didn't do anything, but at least it's better this way. Okay, drawing cards in hopes of Kalim's Prayer. Good. Now I'm winning.
Yeah, you basically just bombard him.
Yeah, I just go with both. I actually don't want to overextend, because if I do, he will just kill all of my creatures. Plus, these creatures, you should always look at them in this way. This drains 3 life. This deals 2 damage. They never survive until your next turn. That's just not going to happen. Okay. I think
even if he kills your guys right now, you just have enough already.
Yeah. Kalim's Prayer. Freedom Fighter for the face. And Malevolent Spirit to kill him off. As you can see, even though he has a lot of removal, soul drains and some blockers, it doesn't just help. if he just died. That's
he needed big taunts, that's for sure.
Well, he basically, thanks to his land placement, his creatures were kind of taunt. But the 6/5 for neutral and Master Swordsman are such high value creatures that they are actually good at trading. It was it was an interesting game because he could technically have more removals for me, so like mass removal, but even so, I did have quite enough gas. And also you saw, thanks to Soul Pacts, I had always cards in my hand. I had more cards than I could play. That's why Soul Pact is so valuable, because it's basically like Dark Ritual in Magic. It's even better, probably, because you do not lose the Faeria that you gain from it.
Do you think he still had chances in endgame if he would have played a couple big taunts?
If he had big taunts, depending on the phase of the game, because as you saw, I had quite a lot of the burn in hand. I had at least 6 more burn, because I would have probably drawn some. So it's if he drew them in the beginning of the game, then probably he would have chances, but he wouldn't be able to remove my creatures. That's the problem. If he plays taunts, he's not removing my creatures, and my neutral minions usually can deal with taunts. Plus, he was playing red.
Right.
I dislike the Rebel Slinger in this hand, but I have Steam Fortune Forcer and Kalim's Prayer. And as I said to you, Steam Fortune Forcer can basically win you the games if you just play it on turn 2 and opponent doesn't have any answers.
Restart the screen share again, please.
Again? What's wrong with that?
Well, blame Skype.
Well, yeah, we can blame everything on Skype, but I prefer to blame everything on Apple. So, he played these two. Huh. Actually, usually I wouldn't be playing Desert on turn 2, but the fact of the matter is that even if I play 2 neutral lands, he's not able to... My Steam Fortune Forcer will not be able to hit him next turn anyways. On the other hand, if I play Desert here and he plays 2 lands here and here, then I will not be able to play any good lands. So, yeah, okay, even...
Yeah, I agree.
So this is...
Just play 2 neutrals.
And play Steam Fortune Forcer here, yeah. It's really important. The land placement, when playing aggro and when playing against aggro, is really important. Because at lower ranks, people usually are not playing that well against Yellow Rush. They do not know how to place the lands correctly, which means you get free wins out of that quite often. And you can also get free wins out of good hands. So that's why Yellow Rush is kind of overpowered right now.
Okay, by the way, for people willing to know about the 2 giveaway keys for Faeria, just be active in the chat, especially for new followers, that's crucial. And then just give to him, Nightingale, on Discord your emails, and then I will at random select some
basically well,
users.
I mean, they should probably just just tell in chat that you want the key. If you follow us and tell in chat that you want our key, and then we will randomly tell on stream who it is. I will contact either on Twitch or Discord you and give you the key. That's the better way. So basically just type some type invite key in the chat, and we will and follow us. Then we will randomly select somebody who will get it from those. Okay, so this situation is slightly hard. Yeah, the new art for Gabriel Noble is kind of cool. I really like it. If you haven't seen it, they added some of the arts, at least Gabriel Noble, and there was one frog which is has a really good art. This time I usually wouldn't want to soul drain creatures and save it, but right now I can just create 4-second desert, kill his creature, hit 6 for face, which is a lot, play Kalim's Prayer, and play second Steam Forcer. This is really hard to deal with for blue.
Damn. Yeah. So let's say he comes his 4/4 kills off one of them. He would still need to deal with the other.
Technically, the best play he can make is kill one, then hit one, Falcon Dive it, and then in place where his Gabriel Noble stands right now, he will play another one. Technically, with Ninja Toad and Falcon Dive, he can kill, but I don't know. Yeah, big turn. So this is the reason why Steam Fortune Forcers are really good. And basically, if we had War Yaks in this deck, they would serve similar purpose. I just think that War Yak is not enough damage for the cost. Okay, that's mildly annoying, but I don't know. He can trade one of them. Still, I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't seem that great.
Yeah.
But I suppose he didn't have proper choice.
Soul Pact right now.
Yeah.
I just get enough mana to play Freedom Fighter. Soul Pact so good in this deck. I mean, usually people weren't playing it, but I think it's necessary.
Okay, people want to see your mono blue tempo. Maybe you can at least show the deck list and quickly go through it a little bit.
There are different takes on mono blue tempo. I think mine is not that good, but I can go over that as well. So I think it's I showed enough how the burn deck wants to play. Basically, hope for Steam Fortune Forcer and just kill your opponent. I had so many opponents scoop. Like today, I played before the stream 3 games. Opponent just scooped when I played Steam Fortune Forcer turn 2 because they had no answers to that, and for that reason, I think we're going to see some. Okay, so not this turn, damn it. Actually, this way. Yeah, so.
Yeah. I kind of feel like he's 95% dead.
Yeah, I really. There is one neutral card that gains 4 life for 4 Faeria, which is and draws a card, which kinda helps him survive, but not so much. Yeah.
Okay. Spirits, maybe?
Yeah, he's still surviving, but not by much. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have played the spirit.
Wait, what? Why not?
I should have soul drained his creature, played Kalim's Follower, and hit him for 2. Probably.
Well...
There are many different plays. Another reason not to do it is so that he doesn't know how much trouble he's really in. But with these cards, he's just dead. Yeah, so punishment is one of the reasons why why this deck might have trouble. If people play punishment, start playing punishment, then the deck list might change. But otherwise, I don't think so.